So I am super excited. This is going to be my first video for Wild Whisper for 2018, and I'm going to be staying on with their team for another year because I just love them. I love their products. So I'm showing you here this Traveler's Notebook insert, and these inserts, you can find them in the shop. They have a thicker paper. It's not printer paper, which is really nice, and they're just lovely inserts that coordinate with all of the different collections. I am using the Sweater Weather collection, which is restocked in the shop, so I know it sold out really quick. If you have been looking or waiting for it to come back into stock, it is in stock, so you can go ahead and grab these wonderful products in the shop, and I love them. This is one of, well, no, they're all gorgeous. I loved every collection that we got this past year, everyone. So this is going to be volume 2 of Traveler's Notebook. So I had another one that I did that was all pictures of flowers because I take pictures of random things like flowers. And so this is going to be volume 2, and I'm going to do kind of like the front introductory title page for you, and then I'm also going to do an inside page. So for my introductory page, I chose this sunflower photo that I had taken. It's a very close-up photo, and I grabbed a couple things on my desk, literally things that were just sitting on my desk. So I had these photo corners that are like a craft color, and I thought they would be really fun, and then I also backed my photo with some vellum. This is a card from the card pack, and it matched the beautiful... Sorry about that. Apparently we had the UPS man maybe come. I'm not sure why my dogs just decided to randomly all bark in tandem, but they did. So I went ahead and used this card pack which was the same yellow color as that gorgeous sunflower, and I'm going to use it as a place to put my title. I did struggle with this title page, and I can't even tell you why. I don't know why. I had some trouble kind of getting started and getting my ideas together. And I must have pulled this photo and card off of this paper like 3 times before I finally decided I wanted to stamp. So I grabbed some fossilized amber and spiced marmalade distress ink. I've been loving these distress oxide inks. These are distress oxides. I find them to be lovely. They work with your stamps. They are still water reactive. I mean, they just are such a pretty colors. I really have been loving them. And I'm slowly getting more and more of them, which, yay! So I'm pulling out the stamp set that came with this collection, and I'm creating just kind of an interesting background around where my card and photo are going to be. I stamped them over each other and around each other, and just, wherever I felt that I wanted some stamping. And then I'm going to go ahead and I put that card down, and I'm going to add my title. So my title is going to be Glimpses of Nature. Now, it should be Glimpses of Nature Volume 2, because this is the second Traveler's Notebook I've done with these types of photos in them. But I got all done and forgot to write the 2 down in Volume 2, so I add that in a little bit later on. At some point while I'm working on the second page, I remember, oh yeah, I needed to add Volume 2 to the first page. So you'll see in the close-ups and everything how that goes. And these are just some enamel dots. They're from Cartabella, and again, they were just sitting on my desk. So I grabbed my Sweater Weather paper, and I grabbed bits and pieces of things that were on my desk to create both of these spreads. So that's my first one, and you'll see in the close-ups that I did add that volume 2 to the title page. Now I'm going to do the next page, and I really wanted to do a horizontal page. So I haven't done this in any of my notebook inserts yet, and I really wanted to. And it started with that card up there that says Sweater Weather. I really wanted to use that card, and I wanted to use this purple paper. And so I'm using my ultra very scientific way of cutting this paper down, which is to tear it and then cut it with my trimmer. And then I cut down that Sweater Weather card just a little bit, and now I'm going to take my Seedless Preserves. Again, the Distress Oxide ink. I'm going to put something down here so I can kind of stamp off. And I'm going to stamp around the edge of that card with the flower stamp, this flowery stamp. And I end up using the flowery stamp. I started stamping like first generation, and then I did some second generation and third generation stamping just all over around the edges of the card until I had a look that I really, really liked. So you'll see in the close-ups at the end how I kind of did this. See the second and third generation stamping, and I really like how it gave a lot of depth to that card. So I'm going to go ahead and I think this might be the part where I flip that page over and I'm like, oh yeah, volume 2. So that's possible. So again, these are just little die cuts that were sitting on my scrapbook desk, and then I'm going to use this 3x4 card that comes from the Sweater Weather card kit, and I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut all around this leaf and use it on my layout. I thought these purples and plaids were beautiful with mums, which are a really kind of fall type of a flower. And then I'm going to use the offcuts that I cut from that 4x6 card, and I'm going to use them to bring some of that purple and gray plaid down into the bottom part of my layout. So I'm just kind of deciding how I want this to go. And this is pretty much what I decided to go with as my setup for this horizontal Traveler's Notebook page. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get everything stuck down. And then I worked out of my notebook for this layout, which sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I guess it depends on how flat my notebook is sitting that day, or, you know, how I feel. In this case, since I was doing a horizontal layout, and it was the first horizontal layout I've done in a Traveler's Notebook, I kind of wanted to do it this way out of the notebook and then adhere it down in. So I'm going to go ahead, and again, I'm just putting a little bit of those scraps of paper behind this little tag that was sitting on my desk, and then I'm going to take these clips. These are tiny paper clips from Tim Holtz, and I decided that I want to add them in there as part of the layers for my spread. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of Scotch glue at the end of that tag so that the tag will stay put where I want it. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my photo and this leaf and this other die cut. I believe both of these die cuts are from the Notes and Things collection from Create Paper, and I just have a wee little bit of it just kind of sitting off to the side of my desk. And there's another one of those scraps of paper from the card that I used up above, and I'm going to add a little, another little paper clip, and I think my phone buzzed. And then I'm going to add this little tag, or little paper, and that's going to be it. So I have the paper clip, two areas of embellishment across that photo, and then my top part. And now I'm just going to glue down and get these pieces into my Traveler's Notebook insert. One at the top and one at the bottom. And I really, really like this, how this horizontal layout came out. And it is something that I do think you're going to see me do again, because I really like how it turned out. It was kind of interesting and unique, and I felt like I don't think I would do it all the time, but for these photos and the fact that I really wanted to use that Sweater Weather card, I really liked being able not to have to cut it apart too much. And I know coming up in some other Traveler's Notebooks projects I have some 4x6 photos that are horizontal and not portrait, and I felt like this would be a good way to document those photos as well. So that's going to complete this layout. I'm going to give you some close-ups. Be sure to check out the Sweater Weather collection over at Wild Whisper. And see, there we go, volume 2. And I will see you again next Monday, actually, the new design team. We are still 1 month on and 1 month off, but when we're on, we have a weekly video and weekly blog post for you. So I took lots of extra photos of this layout so you could get the close-ups and all the little details. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we will see you again next week. Bye!